history. And the Monaco Grand Prix is... Go! Schumacher gets away. Trulli slots in front of David Coulthard. Is maintained with Heinz-Harald Frentzen in 4th position. But Mika Häkkinen is still in 5th position, so there is no change as they climb up to the Hotel de Paris, round Massenet, the left-hander, through Casino Square.
Yes, everybody got away very poorly, and I'm not surprised. The red light was on for so long there. The red light seemed to be forever going out, and I'm sure all the drivers were champing at the bit there. It's unusual. Normally it's just over 3 seconds and it's away. And there's Häkkinen making a good move on Frentzen. Red flag.
Well,
I think the computer is out, Murray. I think that's probably why it's a red flag.
Well,
there's no data come up. They've gone...
Oh, look at that. Well, this is the worst possible thing that could happen at Monaco. First of all, we get an aborted start. Then we get the computer sticking and the race restarted again. Now we've got this kerfuffle, and let's have a look to see what it's the 2 arrows, you see. That's Jos Verstappen in the orange arrows, who was nerfed from the inside there.
By Button, I think it was Jenson Button gave him a little tap on the back wheel there as they went into Grand Hairpin there. So, but we've got no data on the computer at all as they've gone through the various sectors on this lap, and I suspect there's been some kind of power failure. Certainly the red flag was out long before this little car park.
Well, the whole of Formula One, like the whole of our lives these days, seems to be controlled by computers. The cars trip a computer mechanism as they cross the line so that we all get their times and the gaps in between. And in many ways, the old way was the best, but not here today.
Well, they're going to have to send men out with starters. They can't haul all of those cars off the track. They'll have to switch the cars off. They'll be fried in about a minute, which they've already had much more than parked there at Grand Hotel Hairpin. Nobody got away well. I think everybody was surprised just how long the red light stayed on. Ralph, a reasonable start there, but sort of general chaos. They did well to all get through the first corner, but if they're still down there at the Grand Hairpin, they'll have to switch the engines off, and they can't just crane them off the circuit. They'll have to send men out there with starters, I would have thought.
Well, if Jarno Trulli was a bit nervous, you thought before, Martin, he's going to be even more nervous now. As we look at him sitting in the Jordan in the 2nd position on the grid. Michael Schumacher, of course, has been there, done that, whatever it is in Formula One. And he's a very cool, calm, collected customer anyway. Well, there is the Jordan being... This is the 3rd time that a Jordan has been involved in a real happening this year, because Pedro de la Rosa went into the barrier very heavily this morning.
That looks a bit like an arrows to me, but here's the car park that we were talking about, and they've switched them all off. I had to, as I said, the engines would just melt, and I really think they should allow the mechanics out there to start those cars up.
David Coulthard climbing over the barrier. Yes, I'm sorry, an orange arrows that was being craned off the circuit. And the Arrows team has had a very tough time here altogether, because Verstappen's been off. You can see the blower there pushing cold air, because there's an ice box there as well, pushing cold air into the engine compartment of Schumacher's Ferrari.
Yeah.